How you doing this morning, Mr. B? Oh, you should love that heat. Just imagine when it's all gone and all that snow.
Yeah, no snow here now. It's hot.
It's hot.
It's hot. Yeah.
No snow will be here. Snow, snow, snow.
No snow now.
You can enjoy outside.
Yeah. Working on
Yeah,
this bug here today. I was just sitting here in front of the fan.
sitting in front of a fan.
Sitting in front of the fan, yeah. Sitting here trying to stay out of the sun for a minute, catch my breath, and cool off a little bit before I get some more stuff done.
Okay then. It
Nobody else
gotta
in
be.
yet. They'll catch up.
Oh, I'm in here freezing.
I'm not. Yeah.
I'd rather be in the heat than be freezing.
Well, you might be Big E's, but you know what? I'm a big guy too, and I don't like the heat.
You gotta realize what the thing said it is. 72. I'm freezing. But I had that gastric bypass surgery. I stay cold.
Right? Did that work good for you?
Not really, because
Uh,
my weight goes up and down.
I got friends and family that have done that, and some are successful, most are not.
I guess I'm not one of the successful ones. My body fights it,
I'm not quite there, but I'm a big guy.
but you keep active. I'm not
I,
active.
I'm active all the time. I can't be as active as I'd like to be, partly because of my size, but I've had some injuries. I broke my hips, I broke my back and stuff years ago. But I stay very busy moving all the time, just not very fast.
It's true. So that my the bones hurt too much.
Yeah, I keep saying I'd have to get in shape so I could get in shape.
hmm I gotta get to the pool. That's the only way it's gonna help me. But
Pool's
dealing with chronic
pool,
pain,
pool's good. It's low impact, but it's lots of work still.
I know. I'm gonna get to the pool Tuesday.
Cool.
But I'm gonna get back to the pool Tuesday morning and start living back to the pool and get away from this YouTube. YouTube is just taking over. Stream, stream, stream. No, get away from it.
Yeah, you got to take a break once in a while, man. And we listen. You know what? We all appreciate you, and we appreciate you doing this all the time.
Mm,
But somebody's got to. You got to have a life.
it's true. Gotta get away from it.
Yeah. My channel, I was making videos every day or two, and I was always filming my life all the time, and I was doing stuff, and I was growing really quick, and I stopped completely for probably 2 months, and some people noticed, but it was because really I had to worry about me and my life a little bit. I had to stop. It was like, hey, why am I doing this?
It's good. It's out for me in the winter time because it's too hard for me to get around.
Right. Yeah.
But it's
But
not winter no more.
we are lucky. We have a good group of people. I mean, we sincerely do have a good group of people that hang around with us. It's we might just be YouTube friends, but I really do feel close to some of you guys, and we're very fortunate that way.
You got it's a good family.
It is.
And always you can always get somebody when you down.
Yep.
Never know who gonna pop in with you.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't say, "Oh, I'm all by myself," because that's not true.
No, you're not alone.
You can always go on YouTube, and somebody's gonna be there, and that's the honest truth. You can't say "Oh, I'm lonely." No, it's not. A lot of people, you got a lot of phone numbers too. A lot of them, people, you got phone numbers too. There's a hangout.
Well, what you're doing is pretty unique. I mean, there's just allowing us. You know what's actually kind of hard to do is something that you're doing, and I don't know if people understand that, is to not have your finger on the button all the time and to allow people to just be themselves. That's actually difficult.
I mean, I don't realize how much what I be. How many people that never talks to people all around the world.
Yeah, it makes it a small world, doesn't it?
I don't make this world small.
Yep.
Like they be seeing all these foreign languages pop on my. They be like, where is this language coming from?
And you
Oh,
wonder,
I went to school. I should know this.
you wonder how in the world they find us to begin with. They got to be just looking.
It's me.
Yeah.
I'm good for it. I get up in the middle of the night, can't sleep, be in pain. I said, let me go over to India. I know they ride or walk. Let's
Yeah.
go to the Philippines. Let's go to China.
Yeah.
Japan. I don't know a bit of Japan or Chinese. But you gonna know somebody. You gonna say hello. They gonna say hello back to you.
That's right. Who else is here? Anybody else here yet?
Lawrence just popped in.
Cool.
Tropical is in here. Channel. You give about 15 to 20 minutes. It says 6 watching. There'd be so many in here, it'd be ridiculous. Lawrence, he has that satellite feed. It don't come in that good. He's out in the boonies somewhere. And then when it's cloudy, you can just forget about him having that satellite internet. I sent him a breeding pair of plecos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because my fishes, that's all they do is bang, bang, bang.
Got you some horny fish.
I do. Cop has some versions, guppies in his tank. And next thing you know, oh, Cop, they just taxed his versions. Yeah, they are still doing good too. Let them get used to that tank down there. And that water and once they started breathing. I gotta slow them down because I can't have no. I got pleckles everywhere, but I gotta get some other pleckles. I'm sick of brown pleckles. Bristol nose brown pleckles. They just
I'll
taking over.
black.
Guppies and pleckles, I'm sick of them. I'm start getting rid of guppies and pleckles. I don't want no more Bristol nose brown pleckles. No more. What is those?
Goldfish. Various
Goldfish.
goldfish. There's some fancy goldfish and some not so fancy goldfish. My outdoor pond, just a big tub, big stock
Big
tub.
toe. Yeah.
I got a circulation pump on it. There's a video of it on my channel. I don't know if anybody watched it or not. Water circulates around, and then inside of here, I've got lava rock.
I forgot to order some. I got to order some airbags. I'm not gonna get no big bags because who ordered? Jay ordered those large airbags, and they had holes in them.
Oh
He
yeah.
lost his angel fishes from the big, large airbags. Got off getting them small bags. And I don't know how many I got left because Lauren's going to take these Tetris. I got to mail him these Tetris. I don't know when. Sometime this month, I'm about to ship him these Tetris out. He said he'll take them and put them in his tank because I'm going to get some assistless. I can never say that word right.
Pansistrus.
No, you know the sisters that Eric got in his tank.
Shoot.
They come out of Lake Ventura.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna he gonna teach me how to grow them and breed them.
That'd be cool.
But I can't. They eat my Tetris,
Yeah.
and I can't have that.
No, you'd be better off to find somebody who would like to have those Tetras rather than lose them that way.
Lawrence got tanks down there, Arizona, out there in Louisiana. So each month I'm just gonna start shipping them down there.
Right.
I don't think he here anymore. He done lost internet. Yep, he gone.
No clouds in my sky today.
I'm clear too. But we ain't that far away from each other anyway. I'm in Ohio.
Not really. Not in the real world. We're not. Nope.
We're not that far from each other. And that's weird to say that. If we look on the map, we can't be that far away from each other. It just what is it? Go up New York. Go over the border. So how far are you from the border anyway?
Uh, the closest U.S. border to me is about a 2-hour drive, and that would put me in Maine.
Ain't that far. The longest trip would be getting out the United States.
Yeah, I've been there.
Ohio.
Been to every
Pennsylvania.
state in the U.S. and I've been to every province in Canada. I used to drive truck, so I've been to every one of them.
It ain't that far. I mean, the farthest trip is getting out of going to Pennsylvania, take a 90 on up, and you boom, boom. Going over Fife, going over Niagara Falls.
Going Bell. Going Bell. Hot out here in the sun for you, isn't it, girl? Yeah.
On that hot concrete.
We better let you in. Better let you in. Black dog in the sun, not a good deal.
Oh no.
There you go.
It's too hot for her to be out there. You're gonna have to put a shade. No got no shade tree. You're
Well,
to
I
the
need to get back.
where's the motor still in there? It's in the back. What I'm
Yeah, that's
thinking of.
Yeah, this is one I'm building. This is a 74 Super Beetle we're building. We're going to lower it and kind of make something to play around with. I'm always building something. Had a lot of classic cars. That's why you guys see me at car shows and stuff all the time, right?
Yeah, I know. I caught you at one time. I sent you the. I just realized it's working today.
Yes.
Oh my God! It
It
just
is.
popped in my mind.
Right off the bat, you sent me the thing. I pushed the button. Boom! I was in. I was like, look at
It never works. Oh, Rob. I didn't even get Rob on here or Kevin.
that. Yeah.
They all up here looking for me. I don't got the link. You know how many times? You know how many people I had to send a link out to?
It's got to be a few. It's got...
I only got 11 on here so far.
Okay.
Andy, I know I got Andy on here. I never gave it to Andy either. Oops.
Yeah, I can't see who's in it.
Oh, I ain't been giving out the link either. I don't think I gave it. Oops. Joseph don't have it.
Joseph should be. Well, he sent the news out, but I don't know.
He did the news.
He's gonna be traveling now, isn't he? Shouldn't he supposed to be traveling now?
No, he leaves Thursday.
Thursday. I thought it was this weekend. I don't know why I thought it was sooner.
He should be popping in any second now.
There you go.
Who else out there? I forgot is gonna talk about me.
I don't leave until Thursday. Yeah, I leave on the 12th.
Hey, you can hit deep voice.
I thought you were leaving like now.
You gotta still make some money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to work this week still. I still got 3 days of work. I might take a day off. I might take Wednesday off.
You lying.
Go to. Well, I want to go to the doctor and get
more
get some
heebie shots.
No, I'm not taking any shots. I'm not scared. I ain't scared, but I want to get some
antibiotics.
I'm scared nothing.
Yeah, I want to get some. No, I want to get some of that like anti-diarrhea stuff, just in case I do get some kind of weird parasite diarrhea thing or something. But I'm drinking only bottled water there. I've talked to the owner of the expedition, and there'll be plenty of bottled water. But they do have a well. The house has a well, though. They have well water, so well water should be pretty safe.
I wasn't drinking.
Well water shouldn't have parasites like that in it. But anyways, I could either way, I could, if I wanted to drink the well water, I would, just like I did in Mexico when I was a kid, I'd boil the water and then let it come to room temperature, then put it in a bottle and put it in the freezer, put it in the fridge or whatever.
How much bleach you gonna take with you?
How much what?
How much bleach you taking with you?
How much what am I taking with me? I'm sorry.
How much bleach are you gonna take with you?
Bleach? No, no. It's not like a third world country completely. I mean, I'll be able to go to the store. I'll be able to go to the drugstore. Like things like I like to gargle with hydrogen peroxide. I'm not taking hydrogen peroxide with me. I'll buy it at the drugstore. I'll get, there's things I can get at the drugstore and stuff like that. But I'm not going to be using bleach, and we're not going to be washing our own clothes even, because there's going to be we have like a laundry service that their clothes will get sent out to be washed and they'll come back clean. We won't even have to do it.
Me, like I have my bleach.
No bleach.
You crazy.
No bleach. Hydrogen peroxide. I use hydrogen peroxide and I use it like bleach for a lot of things. I use it in my fish room for everything, and I gargle with it. Even I have my routine that I do. I brush my teeth once, then I gargle with hydrogen. Not gargle, but I let hydrogen peroxide sit in my mouth for about, a good minute and a half, 2 minutes, and then I spit it out and I brush my teeth the second time. I use the hydrogen peroxide to loosen stuff up that the toothpaste wouldn't loosen up, break stuff off your teeth and stuff. That's why my teeth are so white. That's the key, hydrogen peroxide. Dentists will tell you not to use it, that it will eat the enamel off your teeth, but...
You'll find out when you get older. You're going to lose all his teeth anyway. Don't worry about it.
The dentists want you to buy their products. They want you to buy the $100 a bottle medicated mouthwash that stains your teeth. That's the funny thing. Is the medicated mouthwash that the dentist sells actually stains your teeth. It's like, I don't want that. It's not the best, I just use hydrogen peroxide.
You gotta think about it this way. Why in the world would the dentist, if it was any other business, you wouldn't even question this. Why in the world would the dentist want you to use something that worked? I mean, if you just thought of it, right? Why would they want you to use anything that works? They don't want you to use anything that works. They want the business.
Yeah, and in the end, I mean, hydrogen peroxide is not going to take care of it. You still got to get your teeth cleaned. I mean,
well, yeah, exactly. So
a certain amount of stuff is not going to come off.
Have the bad stuff out of there than to have the crap in there, to put it really simply. So no, I absolutely agree with you. I've used peroxide before myself. I sustained a really bad injury, and the doctors, not the dentist, but the doctors encouraged me to use peroxide at the time to rinse my mouth with or whatever. I had gone through the windshield of a car, had my jaw wired shut, and they encouraged me to do exactly what you're describing, and it worked incredibly well.
Yeah. It's good, and it's good as an antibacterial too. I mean, that's why I use it in my fish room. I put it in my fish tanks. I use it to clean. Like if I was gonna nuke a tank completely, like I just did one this week. I put hydrogen peroxide in a spray bottle, and I clean the inside of the tank out and everything. But I spray the glass inside the tank with hydrogen peroxide, and I let it sit, and then I scrub it off. It'll kill everything pretty much.
And it doesn't leave something. Bleach leaves something there, and that's not
right.
Like what bleach does.
Yeah, bleach leaves a residue behind that's actually carcinogenic and cancer causing.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess technically hydrogen peroxide is also an oxidizer, which makes it carcinogenic as well, but it's nothing like bleach. It's not even close to being as cancer causing, possibly cancer causing or carcinogenic as bleach. No. I mean, I wouldn't put it in my fish tanks otherwise, but I literally I'll dose my tanks with hydrogen peroxide.
Oh yeah, peroxide.
That's what I'm doing right now. I have a Go ahead.
No, I never use bleach. Not on any animal cages. I don't like it. I don't like the idea at all.
No. Even when I do like my all my nets for my fish tanks, I take a bucket, a little 2-gallon bucket, fill it up with water, and I pour I don't know, a half a cup, maybe. You don't even need that much, honestly, but somewhere between a quarter cup or half a cup of hydrogen peroxide, because it's $1. $1 $99, $1, whatever for a bottle of it.
Right.
So I do like a half a cup in the 2-gallon bucket with water, and then I put all my all my nets, all my fish nets. I stick them in their net first in there, and I let them soak in there.
I keep a bucket.
And I'll leave them in there for like 6 to 12 hours.
That's all I use. Aquarium salt peroxide in a bucket, and I leave that there, and I keep my net sort of dipped in it all the darn time. When I want one, I go get it out of there. And I've never had.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, but I would have to change that. Like if I had a huge fish room, I would do that, and I would have I would clean it. I would redo it like every 2 or 3 days, so there's not any chance, because the hydrogen peroxide only lasts once it hits water, it starts to turn back into water, and it loses its properties within
it instantly loses its
hours. Yeah.
That's kind of part of the beauty of it. That's why it's nice to use. Is it dissipates really quickly in water.
But and it's natural completely. It's just hydrogen and oxygen. But I would if I had a huge fish room with like hundreds of tanks, and I was dipping nets into tanks all day long every day, like selling fish, like someone like Dan's Fish Room or something, Dan's Fish.
Right.
I would have the bucket set up kind of like a hairdresser has the little bottle, the little thing of the antiseptic or whatever with all their combs in it, at the barber shop, and I would just do it like that. But every couple of days, I would probably every other day or something, I would start it over again, reset the whole bucket, so that you don't. I don't, because I don't know about cross contamination. I do think another part of is oxidizing it too. Like you got to take the nets out of the bucket to me and let them dry. And just drying things out kills a lot of things too. Once you get rid of a lot of that stuff can't survive if it's not in the water. And then there's some of that stuff that doesn't matter. It'll dry on, and once it gets wet, it comes back to life. Yeah. I'm supposed to do. I feel like I need to do stuff today. I do have things to do, and I have a live stream at 2 o'clock. I got to escape a tank and film it, and then I got to do my live stream at 2 o'clock. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. Obviously, all I can think about is Peru, just like Dwayne Campbell. I mean, what am I saying? Dwayne Campbell, Dwayne Kitchell. Dwayne Kitchell's stream yesterday, like. I got in there and I ruined it. Like all we talked about was going to Peru. There was no chance in talking about anything else, especially if I was in there with him. But we were it's all I can think about.
Came in at the last minute because I'm trying to find my ID.
It's sitting right here, right there. I'm ready to rock and roll. Get me on a boat, get me out of here, put me on a plane. I'm ready to go.
Hit the road, Jack.
That's it. The only thing I'm bummed about is I ordered 2 pairs of quick dry hiking pants, the really light ripstop material with the zipper legging, you can unzip the legs and take them off. I ordered 2 pairs of those.
I found my tree. I would love to go lay it underneath and go to sleep. Right over there. While all that wind is blowing. Right where his head is at. Oh, I would go to sleep right over there and go to sleep. I bet it's so comfortable over there.
Now, I ordered these 2 pairs of pants, and Amazon still hasn't even shipped them. So,
oh my gosh.
Kind of over it. I think
that was last month.
It was last month, yeah. So they told me it would be here between the 6th and the 12th. 12th being too late, but usually Amazon stuff gets to me faster than it says. So when it said like the latest date was the 12th, I was thinking I'll get it for sure in time. But the fact that it hasn't even shipped out yet, and I'm telling
Joseph,
I keep
you are the only guy on the planet who gets stuff ahead of time on Amazon, but.
Oh no, I usually always like even this thing. I had another pair of 2 shirts and a hat that was supposed to, I already have like 2 like expedition like hiking hats, but this other one was like This other one was $10, and I just couldn't help myself. I bought another hat, and I bought 2 shirts that have like the zipper arms, so they can unzip the arms and make them short sleeve. And those
Man,
are
I
were
wonder how
supposed to
fast
be
I
here,
could get you a Canadian toque.
right?
I wonder how fast I could send you a Canadian toque. You only got, what, 5 days? Holy crap.
Not even. I have
Yeah, I just
4 days.
send it to somebody. Orlando, they can give it to them there. That's the best one of the way you can do it.
Well, either way, the
Yeah.
pants aren't gonna be here in time. I'm pretty sure, and if they don't ship out by tonight, which I still probably wouldn't get them on time, I don't think. But if they don't ship out by tonight, I'm just gonna cancel them, I guess. I mean, I could use them for other stuff,
Well, yeah.
but I could also use the money in Peru as well. So it's 50. You know, they were only like $30 a pair, which is really reasonable. I mean, you go to any like if I wouldn't buy anything brand name. Yeah, he's actually a good channel. Actually, it's the name of the channel sounds creepy looking, but it's nothing like that at all. He's him and his daughter do some awesome streams with. I'm actually subbed to him. He's one of the only channels that's not fish related. Daddy Daughter Broadcasting. He's one of the only channels that I'm not that is not fish related that I'm subbed to. I'm only subbed to like 3 or 4 channels. He sings. I think I don't know if he's a professional singer or he's
You're
like
right. He's
trained.
totally legit.
Oh yeah,
but he does a lot of streams with his daughter, and they sing together and stuff.
They have a ball
Yeah.
cooking. I love when they cook. It's so funny.
I can tell he's like, no, definitely, man. It's all good. To the fish family, to a bunch of fish nerds.
I love those.
About to leave for Peru to go fish
There's
in
the internet. Not
cold
the
water.
day. Why always on Sunday that internet got to mess up? Ooh, she got some nice ladies.
Watch yourself. We got kids in the chat.
She had those tight spandex on, but she was fishing a bait. Oh, she went past my apartment.
Oh, you need you need to censor yourself. Somebody mute Big Easy.
You can't mute Big. You can't mute Big, and here's the problem: he don't care. No, there's no filter on Big.
Somebody did mute me. I got muted on my own stream. Can you believe that?
I think you can do that somehow, or if someone's a moderator, they can do it. I believe.
Oh my God, I don't know. We should try it.
Yeah.
Just delete us.
I got muted before. What's that? It's a circle. I'm not in charge of this stream. I told everybody that. This is a circle. This is like Camelot.
Let's see. So yeah, whatever. I'm I'm waiting for. I don't even want to cook.
We have a boat
go
around
have my last meal, one of my last meals out before I go, and I'm waiting for lunch to. I missed breakfast, so now I'm waiting for them to switch over to lunch. So I have to wait until like 11:45 until they start serving lunch, and then I'm getting out of here. I gotta go eat, and then I'm gonna come back and hustle and do escape a tank and film it as another piece of content.
Have something in the can to throw out while you're gone, kind of thing. You're gonna make it so you can load it while you're out.
Yeah, it'll all be uploaded, and then I have one, two. I have 2 videos so far. Actually, I have more than that. I just have to edit. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 videos to come out while I'm gone over the 10 days.
Yeah, I always try to have one in the can, kind of thing, just in case life gets in the way. But I used them up.
Yeah.
I gotta make
no,
some.
Yeah. I just want to have stuff coming out while I'm gone because I'm definitely going to be.
You got to stay active and current. Like all of us, like there's no danger of you losing us as subs. We all, we all sub each other and that we're going to stay that way. But if you don't stay active for the general public or whatever, you lose them,
Do you lose them or you just don't grow?
Or you just don't grow. I went off for like 2 months and I look at all the channels that were the same size as me. They're all twice the size of me now.
Yeah. Well, I've even seen that with a couple of channels that I'm friends with. I'm not going to say any names, but they were making a lot of actual content at one point, and they were growing pretty nicely. And then they just got stuck in the rut of just doing live streams.
Live streaming, I know it's an issue right now.
They just got lazy. Basically, as far as I'm concerned, it's kind of being lazy and not making.
I know exactly where you're going without saying too much. I know exactly where you're going, and I agree with you completely.
But I've watched their numbers and they just stopped. Like no new subs, like everything stopped because I have an equation. I have an equation for my content or for my channel altogether is I have like 3 different kinds of content that I make. I make community content. Community content obviously is like the hashtag FishFamNews. That's my community content. That's like just for our core hardcore group of people and for people that are definitely part of the community. So I have my community content, and that does help you grow in one way. It's going to help you grow with the core community of people and stuff, but there's going to be a limit on that. That'll cap off at a certain point. And then I do my, I do like tutorials and stuff I do a lot of other stuff, but tutorials every once in a while or just informative, valuable information stuff. And all that stuff, it's basically the other 2/3 of it is what I call discovery content. And those are the videos that that's how you find new subscribers. When somebody's trying to do something
for something and all of a sudden they just find you because they hit the right thing. That's where your tags are important.
Right. Well, I do all my tags, description, and title are all matched usually, always, especially when with my videos. I don't put any energy. When I do a live stream, I'm doing that for the community. That's also my community content. I have maybe 25 people that watch my live stream, 25, 30 people. I think the most I've ever had was like 36 people congruently like watching my stream.
Yes.
And that's all those are just core people. So I don't optimize my live streams. I probably should, but I don't do descriptions.
No, it's not what you're about, and that would ruin what you're doing. Like for Big here, that's excellent because this is what Big does, and we all know this, and we all know we can come here whenever. Like that's his niche, right? And that's cool. But for you, or for me, or for some, that's not the answer. And I think that some people.
No, but if you did want to grow and you're only doing live streams, you probably want to optimize those because that's your only content. That's your only chance of finding being discovered and finding new viewers is to optimize that live streams like title, description, and tags so that new people will find that actual recorded live stream possibly.
I think the big reason why so many of them are doing it is they're trying to get their viewer hours up, right? And how else do you get viewer hours up any quicker or easier than do a live stream? You get 20 people or 200 people or whatever the number is all to watch for an hour. Well, guess what? Your hours just went through the roof, right? And that's lovely.
And it's good for retention time too. It's good for retention. If you do an hour-long stream and majority of the people watch at least a half an hour of that hour-long stream, it's definitely percentage-wise over the week, it's going to increase your retention time.
It's what their channel's for, right? Like I don't really care about subs on mine. I mean, I shouldn't say I don't care. I'm thrilled whenever I get new subs. I think it's awesome. But it's not what I'm about. I'm not worried about ever being monetized. I'll never be monetized, and I know that. I'll never get that big. It's for fun for me. It's my biggest thing is I interact with all of you, but it's nice to have some of my own content so you guys sort of know what's going on in my life and interact with me a little bit too, right?
Right.
I'm not monetizing nobody. Ain't nobody getting
No, it's definitely there's 2 sides to it for me. I mean, for me it's I feel like some of the things that I get to do I have different goals, but I definitely there's two sides to it. There's there's a business side to it a little bit.
Right.
Only so that I could possibly be able to I just want to be able to do it full time. I want to be I have the dream. I do honestly have that dream of going full time at it. And and then I can actually give more back. Like I can give more and do more back. Like I have some awesome dreamy ideas that I will fulfill eventually, of like doing these things, like going to like what Bob wants to do, but I want to take it to a big level, really big level of like actually touring across the country, and dropping off fish tanks at different schools, and like donating.
But that's a very honorable goal,
to the
Joseph.
youth, and it's to me, it's like it's the only. To me,
that's
it's all.
good,
It's
because
what
you
life
know what?
is about.
I mean, I'm going to say this
like,
very carefully, so I don't want to, but you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Because there's some people who have gotten very big in this community, and they're fairly close to me, for example, and they won't acknowledge local groups or clubs. They don't give anything back, and the selfishness is at an all-time high. And I find that very sad. I'm not trying to criticize. What I'm saying is it's very sad to me.
Well,
so
right.
So
no,
anybody that wants to go a different
that,
way is wonderful.
Right.
You want to give something back or use that ability. I think there's a certain amount of responsibility that comes with a certain amount of, we'll call it fame.
Right.
There's a certain amount of responsibility that comes with that. And if you're not doing that,
I think there's a power that you have. If people, like any celebrity that you see on television, like I really like it when I see celebrities doing things positive, because they realize that they have an audience. People listen to them, and they listen to them, and they have the opportunity to share positive messages if they choose to, and doing good things and make a difference. And there is a lot of celebrities, whether it be, we're talking like Hollywood celebrities or people on YouTube that choose to do that. And there's a lot of them that are just really focused on the business model. And I do have to say there is some big channels that. Right.
But there's there's some that they even take it the other way. Not only, it's one thing to be say, hey, this is my business, I'm very responsible about this, and they still keep their content a certain way, and they never ever tried to hide that that's their business. We have a wonderful guy that we all know that does this, and that there's no joke that it's a business. He employs others and all that, and he's a very good model, and I like what he does, and I have nothing bad to say about it. Then there's the other side of it, like I say, closer to where I am, where I am, and it's very selfish, very arrogant. And I find that how can you be doing the same thing in two totally different ways?
Yeah.
One's responsible, one's not. It's that simple.
No, there's definitely some big channels that I really do enjoy, and I'm just surprised that with the capital that they create and stuff, that I don't see them doing more
anything
like
positive
community. Really, but powerful things, like really powerful things. I mean, I just feel like we have such a strong community, and it's such a positive community. The fish keeping niche, just the hobby itself. It has nothing to do with YouTube. The hobby itself. You could go to a fish club and find this energy. You could go to an old school, bulletin board systems back in the day when that's all that there was online for people to get together as a community, or just real fish clubs, right? You'll find this energy. You'll find the support for each other rather than
and it's always
bad talking each other. But I just feel like we could do so much with that. Like I just see like this powerful, positive source of energy, and I feel like I'd love to like find ways to bring us together to do something on a bigger level. Yeah, but on a big level, like I'm talking about, like going across the country and dropping off fish tanks, or I don't know, creating like a special like an educational center for youth where school groups could come on a daily basis on field trips to an aquarium or something like that.
Get some of the big makers. I mean, there's some big name brand makers of products that we all use that are giving products to big YouTubers for them to do a review of it and all that sort of stuff. Well, why wouldn't they take that product instead and do like you said? How about you give me a tank and a light and a filter and put it in a school? Exactly.
Yeah.
Why is that going into your fish room?
Or a biology teacher, right?
Yeah. Why is that going in your fish room? Or put it in your fish room, review it, say, all right, I've used this product for 3 months. I can give you this honest review. Now I'm going to take that product and we're going to get together, me and this other YouTuber, and we're going to give that to a local school.
Yeah.
Like, that's brilliant. And by the way, you
can't
buy the likes you're going to get on that either, by the way.
And that's not even what it's about. It's for personal.
It's not what it's about, not at all.
Right.
But if they need to look at it in a business sense, then why don't they look at that? If you have to look at it that way because they become so business oriented, then look at that.
Daddy-daughter broadcasting. That's pretty much what a lot of us do. If you look at our content, most of our content, most of us creators, educational video content for people of all ages. I don't know. My stuff personally is completely family friendly. There's not. You'll never catch me doing anything illegal or anything adult related or any kind of no negative language, no cuss words. You'll never find any of that on any of my videos, anyways, any of my content. Now, in the stream, sometimes these streams can get a little risque, but that's about as far as I go.
Yeah, but we try to. I've been trying
and look at the time of day.
One up. Every time you say a cuss word over here, $1. We got a curse jar over here now. $1.
And also, my path of, I mean, I think a lot of things have changed for me too with being completely sober, which I wasn't for a long time, but I don't know. I'm high on life at this point with this stuff. It's just, I feel the more I can accomplish and the more I get done, the more I want to do, and you know, I don't know, and I kind of just want to preach it to other people because I feel like we all have the ability to accomplish so much in life, and I just feel like we make it. A lot of times we make excuses for ourselves. We say why we can't do it because we don't have this, we don't have that. Just like me going to Peru, that's a prime example of just making your dreams come true. I didn't have any of this money to go to Peru. I just dropped like almost $5,000 on this whole trip to Peru. And did I have it? I didn't even have a steady job. I've had 3 different jobs since I said I was going to go to Peru, and all I've done is just saved my money and not wasted on stupid stuff. Is pretty much all I've done.
And you live in an incredibly expensive place to live.
Yeah, pretty expensive place to live.
No, come on.
Yeah, cost of living is
your expenses are none
high.
of my business, and I'm not asking. But I mean, I'm not an idiot. It's not cheap to live where you live.
No, it's not. No, cost of living is pretty high here.
Recuperating from like 2 hurricanes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then we just got nailed by 2 major hurricanes, and that didn't stop me either, though. That was just like,
come in here.
That was just made me want to do stuff more. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just put a fire under me to keep going. But I have to say, in the end, it is the support of the community and like everybody that the motivation, you know, the inspiration that you get from everybody else when people take the time to comment on videos and support you. It definitely is fuel to the fire and keeps it all going. Definitely. Yeah. And it's you know, I've seen a lot of other communities on YouTube. Just since I never played around on YouTube like that, like go into live streams and hanging out in these little groups of people and stuff. But when I did on the YouTube, for fish keeping is where it started. Obviously, I mean, I've always come to YouTube for information and knowledge and how to fix this, how to build that, DIY this, DIY that, and just got completely immersed into all of the content as I got back into the fish hobby again. Once I had an apartment with all the room to just go nuts and I made a deal with my girlfriend. She begged for a dog, and I said, okay, you can have a dog, but I can have as many aquariums as I want. And she didn't take that very seriously. She did not realize what she agreed to. So now I'm at 16 aquariums.
She didn't realize
right
there'd
now.
be a path, right?
yeah, that I had a goal.
She didn't make a limit.
No. So I'm at 16 aquariums now, and she's ready to leave me or move out on me, and I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm certain. I don't know. Yeah, we won't get into that, but yeah. But anyways, the thing is what I was getting at is I've been, I've started to
like I keep saying, oh no, this is normal.
Right. No, I've started to look at other communities on YouTube, and it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable how much drama and negativity is all over in these communities, and it's like they feed off of it. They want it, and they it's so disgusting, and I'm just so glad.
The problem is, Joseph, is negativity breeds, man.
Yeah,
breeds,
and I'm just
and you got to nip it in the butt, and it's just
that's almost to the point where I don't even. Right, it's to the point where I almost don't even like to talk about it like I am now, because just by talking about it, you're feeding it. But I'm just all I have to say is that I'm just so grateful how positive this community is, and I just preach it all the time. Right before
you came in, Big and I were talking about that. How fortunate we are and what an incredible group. Come on, Bill.
Yeah,
Go in the house,
and just wish that other people in on the platform could see that and like learn from us. I don't know. We're good examples of how to really treat each other and how to be. I'm sure that there's some other good groups. I've been diving into
to a degree,
the
some of it's
adventure.
content, though. To a degree, some of it is because it depends on what the group is that you're part of. So, like, I'm part of automotive groups and all that kind of stuff. Well, that tends to be a very competitive environment. So that changes the atmosphere. Well, this atmosphere is very serene, being aquariums. The atmosphere naturally is a little bit more laid back, a little bit more relaxed.
I have noticed, though, and I'll only say one thing. I have noticed that when you talk about like being competitive, and I see that happen in the saltwater community.
Yes, you're correct.
Fish keeping,
you are
because
correct,
people spend so much money on their saltwater aquarium. It's like cheering out a car, and once they've dropped $20,000 into their 300-gallon saltwater aquarium, they have got a chip on their shoulder and their chest's all pumped up, and they're just like, look at my aquarium. My aquarium's the best, and like, you know what I mean? Like, you just get all, and then they start pointing fingers at each other. I just see, and it's like, I'm just glad the freshwater community is not like that.
You're right. It's funny that you say that because I've been wanting to do a video lately about value, and I'm really having a hard time approaching it because, like, for example, I run my local fish club and I run the Facebook page for my local fish club and all that sort of stuff. And, like, I'm the president of that. And what I tell them all the time, I'm trying to find a way to translate this to a video for YouTube. What I tell them all the time is they go, well, what's that worth? And they don't like what I tell them. But I always tell them, they're like, there's the people that come across and go, well, I paid this and I paid that and I paid that and it's worth this much. And to try to tell them that, do you know what it's worth? Anything in this world, I don't care what it is worth exactly what you can get for it right now. That's what it's worth. Now, if it's worth more than that to you, then you're the person who should have that item. You know, you like it the most. You obviously like it because you created it in the sense of a fish tank or whatever. You created it, you built it, you bought this product and that product.
Right, and
you think
no matter what, it's always going to have more value to that person than anyone else.
And so I keep trying to translate that to them, and I'm able to do that on the forums or in person when I'm teaching a class or doing something, right? But to try to translate that to a video, I'm not just sure how to do that, really. So that's why I haven't made it yet. But I understand where you're coming from and how that relates to the saltwater guys or some of them. They get so, like you say, it's like they put so much into it before they realize, and they turn around and look at it and they go, oh my God, what did I do? So I think that creates some negativity for them or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I do have a lot of friends in the saltwater world, and I grew up with that more than, well, just as much as freshwater in my life because my father is really big into saltwater, and he has, like, still right now to this day, he's got like 4 aquariums running in his living room, all saltwater.
Right.
But I really do like
that community. They're beautiful. There's no denying.
I want to dive into it more. You know, I just can't do it here, technically, because of the problem with electricity. Here, living on this island is really difficult, and I would lose everything. All it takes is 1 4-hour power outage, and you know, I'm not wealthy enough to have some automatic transfer switch and a diesel generator and whatever to do it all that way. I'd lose everything. I mean, I could probably come up with something if I was really creative, which I am. But if I really wanted to go hardcore with it, I would do a solar system just for that saltwater aquarium. That would be the only thing that's fed power to. And I would just have 1 solar panel, like 2 car batteries, 2 deep cycle batteries, and I would keep the sump, keep the filtration running. Maybe the lights wouldn't be on. Maybe I could do like an LED, some kind of temporary LED strip, and have the sump continue to run. And I'd let that run off of battery power until the power comes back on. And that would probably keep me alive and keep the saltwater aquarium
in its simplest form, you got to think about what your goal is. In its absolute simplest form, is movement is what you need. You need movement.
Yeah, and a lot of that stuff needs photosynthesis too. So you'd have to think about, it's like in my freshwater aquariums. We had those hurricanes. I went 52 days without power.
Yeah.
I did very, very minimal water changes, pretty much hardly no water changes.
On the bright side, you're in a place where it didn't matter. Like for me, heat matters. I'm in Canada, so I mean every tank has to have a heater and a backup. Where you're at, well, heat's not really the issue. You know?
No, actually, it's the other way around. Actually,
Yeah,
it's
you're
the
trying
other
to
way
cool
around.
the darn thing off, right?
I have to actually, that would be an issue for me, but I can get away with fans on the surface of the water to bring it down the about 5 degrees that I would need to do to keep it, to regulate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, technically here, when I first started fish keeping in this apartment, I had fans on all my tanks, and I was trying to keep them down at like 76 degrees or something.
Right.
But I got over that real quick, and I pulled all the fans off, and the tanks now run normal with, as long as the AC is running in the apartment, almost 24 hours a day. I can keep a temperature of about 78.
Which the side effect of that is that helps remove that humidity for you too. So there's a bonus there.
Oh yeah, I have to. Yeah, and
do you cover your tanks, Joseph?
I do. Some of them are covered. Either way, they're in a the rack I have has.
It's enclosed.
They're enclosed, but definitely that makes all the difference in the world. I've noticed that.
Yeah, I have covers on everything here. People don't think of that here in Canada. They don't realize that our humidity is very high. Like, I mean, everybody knows, oh, Canada, you guys all live in igloos and it's winter and all that. But it's not quite true at all. But but aside from that, though, we have extremes of heat and of cold, but we have a constant humidity. It's always humid here. It's never, ever less than about 60, 65 just outside. So as soon as you put that in a fish room, that, of course, bombs up, you know, with a lot higher.
No, definitely. Yeah, I've noticed that. I mean, some of my tanks, any tank that I've had that has a lid on, it's almost like no evaporation, really.
Right.
I mean, maybe a quarter of an inch in, you know, every couple of weeks or something. But
oh my, that's way less than mine is even.
Yeah. Well, that's just
mine even covered. And I do every Wednesday and Saturday. I do water changes. I do big ones on like all my big tanks get it on Saturday, but all my smaller tanks get it twice a week. They get them Wednesday and Saturday. My large aquariums, everything that's over 100 gallons, those only get it once a week. People kind of don't understand that. The bigger it is, the more stable it is, right? And the fewer fish I keep in the big tanks, which seems ironic, but they're larger fish, you know, versus the small ones where the breeders are and all that kind of crap. You know, those are the small ones that need it.
Now, the only tank I have that has to have a lid on it is my my eel, because he likes to jump out of the tank.
Yes, you would have. Yeah, no choice there at all.
I've actually found him on the floor once. He was on the floor for 2 hours. No, I got lucky. I was actually taking a nap and I heard the noise.
Yes.
And I was like, I guess something just fell over or whatever. And I thought about it, but I didn't get up. And I laid there in bed, and I took a nap for it was like the middle of the afternoon. I don't know what I took a nap for like 2 hours. And I woke up, came out in the living room, and he's on the floor in the middle, right below the tanks. And he fell. He's in the top tank, so he fell. He fell 6 or 7 feet, hit the floor, and then just laid there. And kind of as big as he is, he was just stuck to the floor. He couldn't really move around even.
No, he's done.
So, yeah, but he was a little dried up, tiny bit, but definitely still breathing and fine. So I put him into
Labyrinth lung helps, So.
Yeah, no, he's good. So he's still alive to this day. I got lucky there, and I think a few more hours and drying up and stuff, his lungs would have dried up and stuff.
You want to point your finger at him, and say, "Now, I hope you learned your lesson."
Yeah, he hasn't done it. He hasn't done it since then. But at the same time,
maybe he did learn. Hey, wait a minute, it's not nice out there.
Well, at the same time, I definitely it was my fault because I had taken the lid off to feed him, and I didn't put the lid back on.
Hey, nobody's going to let you away with that. It's your responsibility. You're responsible for that creature that you have put in an environment that is not natural to him, and when something happens to him, it is your responsibility. People who do not take that seriously,
octopus
that's
and
them,
I mean, there's a lot of fish that jump, but the two that like to really just get out of the tank is the octopus and the eel. Those are just notorious for finding their way out of the smallest hole.
Actually, they say if you can design a tank to hold an octopus, then you are a genius, because they are. It's incredible.
Yeah, they can pretty much. They can. I've seen them get through some really small cracks.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
I saw it on a boat. I was on a boat one time, and somebody had brought one up onto the boat. I don't know. It got caught and it was in a net or something, and they put him out on the deck of the boat, and there was this little crack between the metal. It was maybe of a quarter of an inch.
Yep, that's all it would take. You'll get off that boat.
And he crawled over to it and slid right through this quarter-inch
absolutely.
slit between the metal and the deck. He was
Well, their
just
beak
gone
needs to fit.
quick.
As long as their beak will fit through that hole, they'll fit through that hole.
Well, that's the only part of them that's like.
Yeah, that's solid.
It's calcium or bone or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know if it's cartilage. It's not really cartilage. It's harder than cartilage. So it's got to be kind of like our nails are, whatever you call that. Denta. Can't think of the material, but you know, it's beak-like material anyway. It's live, but it's not. You know.
Let's see. Eagle Eyes in the chat. Gar. And Eric's chilling in the chat too.
Oh, cool.
Who's Inde Rosie? Is that that's from India? Is that one of what is that one of your Indian friends? Big Easy.
Yes. Yep, India. You always got to do that. How many people you know from all over? That's that tank you had to cut down.
She's
I
pretty.
asked you about that tank. There you go.
I know I'm gonna get myself in trouble. I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to upload this video that I did.
Let me take a look. I tell you, she's from India. She's Filipino. No, she's Filipino.
Take the So yeah. No, but I have to. I'm trying to upload.
No, she's Filipino.
That video that I did.
No, that's.
So I did the
Filipino.
What's up?
She's Filipino.
Closed it. No, I have to I did that camera unboxing video off because it had somebody's personal address on the box.
Oh, yeah. Well, I went to watch that video because it said that it was there, and then it said it'd been removed, and I was like, "What the heck's that all about?"
I had to pull it down because it had a very influential person in the community's personal address.
That's not that same tank. That's a different tank.
And he would have flipped out. He would have flipped out if he knew that got leaked.
That was an older tank he had.
It wasn't Jimmy's address either.
No, I get it. Yeah.
So I had to pull it off, but I'm trying to upload it onto Google Drive so that Jimmy's gonna edit it for me and blur out the address so that I can repost it.
Get rid of that. Yes.
I tried to do it. There's actually in the YouTube editor, they have an option to blur out things, but but the box is moving around so much I couldn't track the address the whole time, and I'm spinning the box on the table like I spin it around to cut it open, and I kept trying to blur.
He's good at it.
Yeah, he's good.
For him, there's no effort. You know what I mean? For him, it's give me that. I'll fix that for you.
Well, plus he'll do it in post. He'll do it in post. You know, he'll do it in Premiere and. He'll be able to blur out whatever he wants, every single frame, and obviously he won't. He's not going to send it back to me unless it's good enough that he's happy with it. Because if that address got leaked, me and Jimmy would both be in a lot of trouble.
Yes. Well, I mean,
I'm going to see him in 5 days, so I would hear about it.
Yeah.
But don't want crazy people showing up on Corey's doorstep.
No, not at all. No, actually, I have that address, but that's for a totally different reason. But no, that wouldn't be cool.
And people were telling me, but I looked at it and I thought it was fine. It looked like it was. I thought it was the warehouse because he's got the new warehouse for Aquarium Co-op, and I was like, oh, it's just a warehouse's address. I'm good, and that's what I thought the whole time. So because I think about that stuff ahead of time. So I thought, oh, this is fine. Everybody's got this address. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And
that was
I went with it
house
until
address?
I started getting. That
was his house address on there?
Yeah.
Jimmy should have knew better than that.
I know, but at the same time, it's like I should have known better too. We're both in trouble for it. I should have known better, and he should have known better. Like we both should have. We both should have done something. I should always do that anyways. I mean, I should always cover it up or cut it off
I always cover everybody's
I
address.
figured he was gonna put like he could have put any address on there. He could have put the store address to the the fish store, and either way, it would have got returned, or the address to the warehouse or something. There's so many other addresses.
Hey,
he could have put on
Mark, how you doing?
there. We got. Just go down. Oh, Mark's arc. I'm hungry.
Tank that he had to cut an end off.
Mrs. B's on here too. Where is she? She's out of here. He just muted himself. She's pulled out the whip.
Who put whip out?
Mrs. B.
Oh, his wife came on.
Well, she's in this chat, but that's the only reason I know. But he's muted right now.
She's in the. Oh.
I'm just joking.
AKA Mrs. B. Say hey.
Oh man, I need to eat. I need to eat. I'm gonna do my live stream, and I keep telling myself I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it today. I'm gonna go take a walk to the beach to get for Dank Tanks, because I'm finally gonna send his. I gotta send his box out still. It's only been 2.5.
You ain't sent that box out yet.
No, shh. It's the thought that counts. I'm still doing it. I'm gonna do it before I leave, though. It'll definitely go out before I leave. He'll get it while I'm in Peru. Definitely.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's only because I didn't just want to send him the T-shirt. I wanted to get him some other cool stuff in there, and I've just been procrastinating about going and collecting stuff because I want him to get it. I want to collect some nice stuff, so I'm gonna give him a nice little bundle of rocks here from the Virgin Islands, but they'd be really good rocks that he can use in the escaping material, or for like a shrimp tank or something, or whatever he wants. One of his paludariums, one of his frog tanks, whatever he wants to use them for. And then I'm gonna send him some mango leaves and some Indian almond leaves as well, that he can put in some of his tanks. It's a flat rate box, so I kind of want to cram everything I can in there, and I just wanted to get him some extra cool stuff. Something extra, especially now that I think that was the other part. It was like, well, I made him wait so long for it. Now he definitely needs to get something extra in there. But the stuff that's extra is stuff I gotta go scavenge from the bush. But I should make a video about that too, for the fun of it. Might as well take the camera and go film it. The only problem is the place where I want to go get the rocks from is a bad part of the neighborhood, and I don't feel like taking my camera there because people are known to get robbed over there by that beach. So I just don't want to risk losing my camera, but I really would like to. I guess I could take my Canon, right? Go film with the Canon, because it's on its last leg.
Should know you.
And if somebody steals it, they steal it. At least I'm not going to take the good camera.
But everybody should know you on the island.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, you get robbed by someone, I might know their name. It don't matter. I might know who they are.
You mean you don't know everybody on the island? There's only, what, 4,000?
No, I'm just saying, like, if you got robbed by somebody here, yeah, you would know who they are. But doesn't
know
mean
who they are, but what do you do about it? Great.
Exactly. When everybody's connected and everybody's family, and half these kids that are punks like this are actually related to police officers. It's all corrupt.
Well, you could live there forever, and you're always going to be an outsider.
Yeah, no, yeah. If you're not a belonger, you're not a belonger. It's what they call a belonger. You're born and raised here, you're a belonger, and if you're not a belonger, you're just somebody else.
Yeah, you're
just visiting. Yeah.
You're not visiting. You've been there forever.
18 years, almost 19 years. That doesn't matter.
Everybody knows you now. Hey, bro.
Well, it is like that though. When you walk down the street, everybody knows everybody. It's like
they know you're
you
not
can't walk down
outsider.
the street without saying hi to people, and It's hard to walk down the street and get somewhere on time because you're always stopping to say hi to somebody. Too small.
They know you when you walk down the street, but from the backside.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, I live
So
in
what
a
do you
very small
be?
community, and yet it's still probably bigger, you know.
So are you gonna you're cutting out all that silicone?
This tank, what I did was I completely disassembled it and then put it back together. But when I do a tank, I take them apart, I put them back together. I silicone in between the seams. I let that dry for about 48 hours, and I cut it out again. Cut out the inside of it again. Like, I just let it squirt where it wants to squirt. Don't try to fool with it at the time. Every time that you do that, I find it just makes it worse. So then I cut that out again. That's what I'm in the process of now. It's been about a week since I did this. I'll cut that out, and then I'll reseal the inside as per what most people consider a resealing, and redo it again that way, make sure it's all clean and whatever. But no, as far as if you try to use that silicone at the same time, I've never found that to be as successful. It works, I just don't find it as successful as if basically if you rush this, it doesn't work as well, in my opinion. And I've been doing this for a long time. And I find everybody that rushes them, those are the ones that work great for a year or two, and then they spring a leak, you know. And do it right the first time. And I have found,
I'd want to
for
take
me,
them,
the process.
I'd want to take it completely apart and
exactly.
cut off
I
and,
take
and
them
scrape
completely
off,
apart,
remove
remove
all the
everything.
glass. Yeah.
Yes, remove everything, and that's what I've done here. Now this one has been all reassembled again, and like I say, even though it's been reassembled, now it's time to cut that all out again and get back to raw inside the box, and you can inspect everything and look at it really good, and then I'll re-silicone it inside.
Well, what I'll do is
they just cut it out and they redo the inside, and that's it, and that's not structural.
Right.
There's two steps to it, right? One of them is structural, and one of them is a seal.
Yeah. Well, and I'll do the I like to take tape and run tape.
Yes.
On both sides of the corners. Yeah. And then and use my finger and I'll fill the corner in, and then come back and just make sure that I rub at that tape to get a nice little thin film, get most all of it off right where it meets the tape, and then once it's dry, you can.
And they sell tools for it as well. There's tools
clean.
They sell for making the corners, little rubber things, and it's supposed to leave it looking all pretty. I just make more of a mess with that than I ever do my finger. I just use my finger, keep a roll of paper towels with you, and clean it off, and that's it. Nothing works better and you get a feel for what you're doing too.
Yeah, well, the key with silicone too, because it's not water soluble. If you get your hand wet, or damp,
right?
You'll get a better. You get a smoother little surface when you rub it across. But yeah, I only use silicone in a couple of situations. In a lot of the situations when I use it, not necessarily not pertaining to fish tanks, but I'm doing a lot of stuff now with finished carpentry and putting in glass windows and stuff, and I silicone in all the glass plates into the wood frames. And I don't touch it. I don't touch that silicone at all. You just make a mess with it, and you make it worse. Like you're saying, if you play with wet silicone, because it's not water soluble, you can't clean it up like that. You can't wipe it off like that. It's like working with liquid wax.
So that's where I'm at here. That's why when you're asking, okay, what are you doing? Well, this was actually all apart, put back together, and when I'm using it for the assembly process, leave it alone, let it cure. If it wants to run out and make big globs, don't worry about it. Ignore it.
Cut it off. You cut it off later when
you go back and you cut it off slick as could possibly be when it's only a couple days old. So that's where I'm at right now.
A nice sharp edge, and cut it all off and nice and clean.
Razor blades, cut it off real nice and clean. Then
I put them in the.
And off you go.
I like to use the handle though. Put it in the.
Oh yeah.
I put the blade in the handle, so you got more to hold on to. Plus, your fingers will get raw. My fingers will get raw trying to hold on to that the metal edge. But I have the little plastic one. It's the little red plastic handles.
You can't hurt these. They,
I have two different kinds. I've got the red plastic, the small little red plastic ones that I use, and I use those with that flat blade to clean fish tanks and stuff. But then I also have the big metal, the stainless steel or the aluminum metal handle, that you can put that in for scraping. Really cleaning off a piece of glass, if that's or not that, but the where is it at?
Kind that goes in the end, yeah. I could go get one for you, I suppose, but I know what you mean. I don't use variety of instruments when you're doing this.
I'll put them in these guys here.
Yes.
Just like
now,
that.
See, I have one of those that it's kind of unique, and that it floats. I've got one of those, only
cool.
one, and it's yellow, and it floats. So when I'm using it inside of a tank, you can let go, and it floats to the top. It's the best thing.
Nice. That is nice, especially inside the aquarium.
Yeah. Yeah. I only have one that does that. It looks very similar to yours. It happens to be yellow, and you can change the blades in it and everything, and it floats. I think it's just great.
Yeah, and one of my key things when it comes to, because I've done a lot of painting as well and working with these blades to clean glass with that, is you got to use a fresh blade all the time. Like this blade is garbage. I would never use this blade again because as soon as you see any rust spots, those rust spots will actually scratch the glass.
Yes.
And they.
As soon as it's not cutting really if it's not efficient, basically, throw it out. I buy them in a box. There's like 1,000 blades, and it's quite a big box. And they're cheap. The more you buy, the cheaper it gets, right? But they're cheap as dirt.
Yeah, I know. I pretty much will only, when I'll use a fresh one. Like if I'm using it for glass for algae or something, I use a fresh blade that day, and then I'm done. Like it goes in the garbage at the end of that day. But I've noticed that if you take care of it, if you take these blades and you clean them off and dry them as soon as you're done with it, and get them nice and dry, they won't rust. They'll last it'll last for a week just cleaning algae.
I generally wear them out quicker than I ever have to try to preserve one. But
true.
Here's a hint for people too, by the way. I worked in this industry before in garbage removal. Here's a hint for you. When you're throwing away a blade, if you don't have a proper, plastic container or something to dispose of it in, please take some black tape or something and wrap the blade before you throw it out. Because the guy grabbing the garbage, he just grabs a bag, throws it in the truck, right? So if that's not going to stop. The bag's not stopping that. So tape your blades when you throw them away. I don't know how many people are here listening, but from a guy who used to work in waste removal, I'm asking you, tape the blades before you throw them out.
Oh, I gotta go eat. I'm gonna be in trouble. I should get out of here. I gotta get out of here and go eat. And then I'm trying to say hi to Dee's having her stream. She just
I just seen a notice go across the screen there.
It's nice when they actually come out on time. When the notifications come out on time.
I wish people, and some people are getting lazy. They're not putting any notice anymore, and it's like you don't know until it's live. Oh, they're live now. People, go put a little notice. You want more viewers? Put a notice. So people go, oh, great, I'll finish doing what I'm doing. Go watch that a little later. So.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. So I can.
Nice talking to you, Joseph. Take her easy. Enjoy your day.
Yeah, I'm gonna say hi to Dee, but then I'm gonna go eat, come back, film, escape a tank, and film it, and then I'm gonna live stream at 2 o'clock. Probably just gonna ramble about Peru and show off
you then.
Go over what I'm taking with me and stuff. I don't know.
Yep. Something. It'll gain a life of its own. It'll take care of itself.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see you then, Joseph.
You guys later. Yeah.
Right on. Bye. I am going to go check out what Dee's doing, and I'll be back, Big.
Everybody gone. They gone. I'm gone.